Welcome back to the channel, Panda Pals. Today, let's talk the other way. We're currently on episode 14, and I gotta tell you, this one was a doozy. So, buckle it up, and let's get this show started. Let's check in with Manon and Anthony. After his 2 failed attempts at being romantic, Anthony is like, I think I'm supposed to do something she will like. Got it. So, he decides to plan this romantic getaway.
This is definitely more along the lines of what's something I know she likes, which is really going to a nice hotel.
He clearly knows what she likes and is just actively choosing not to do any of those things. The two did have another fight earlier today. It was probably about something stupid. And in the car, Manon is like, maybe tomorrow I can get my nails done. That would be nice. And Anthony makes a little joke that they can save some more money if he just paints them for her. And you can probably guess how Manon responded. Not well.
I could do them for you. Has your mom got nail polish?
Okay, not a good joke either.
That's how you save money.
That I cannot do it now anymore?
No,
Great.
Oh my god.
Now, I know what most of you guys are thinking. God, what a wet blanket. It was just a joke. You're such a miserable bitch. And you know what? You're not wrong. But now that I've seen a little bit more of their relationship, I'm starting to wonder if she can't find anything he says funny anymore because he uses his humor way too much in all of the wrong ways at all of the wrong times.
Earlier today, we had a fight.
We were down in this little shop that had some seashell earrings.
So Manon found some cute seashell earrings at this little shop, and she really wanted them, but she had forgotten her wallet back at home. So she asks Anthony if he can buy them for her. And he is like, damn, I forgot my wallet at home too. Guess we're not spending any money today.
And then me, being the juvenile sense of humor that I have, flashed my wallet as we're leaving the shop to show her, and I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, so I'm kind of starting to think that Manon was not always such a haggard bitch, and Anthony just slowly made her this way. Anthony is like, listen, maybe instead of joking about it, I could have just reminded you we're in a financially tight spot right now, and maybe we shouldn't buy anything we don't absolutely need right now. Which, yes, that is what you should have done.
I could have gone about it a different way and said, hey, maybe don't spend right now because I have something planned.
Voila!
Manon is like, the earrings were $30, and even if they had been more, I understand the financial situation that we are in. I would not have gone absolutely ham in that store.
You think I would have spent like crazy in this tiny boutique? If you would have said, can you buy just one piece? I would have not pushed you.
And Anthony does not believe her, and he's like, really? You really think you wouldn't have gone ham?
Yes, really. Stop assuming that I'm a bitch. What do you assume that I am such a monster? You're sabotaging me all the time and sabotaging us.
I do feel like the fact that he does not say, I don't think you're a bitch, I don't think you're a monster, is very telling. Anthony is like, moving to France, which was his idea and something he had to convince Manon to do, did not magically fix our issues like I thought they would.
I don't have a support system anymore. My family's over there. My only support system is her, and there's none.
Anthony tells her he has apologized, he has explained where it is he's coming from, but Manon is always the one to invalidate him and invalidate all of his feelings.
You would invalidate the way I felt about it, which you did.
I don't invalidate. You are invalidating your own apology by always saying a but.
In my opinion, I do think Anthony invalidates his own apologies. Because when you say, I'm sorry, but you are justifying the thing you did that warranted an apology in the first place. For example, let's go back to the mime thing. He apologized, he explained he was just trying to be romantic, but she always takes everything way too seriously. That is literally him invalidating her feelings and invalidating his own apology.
I'll just never say where my mind was coming from, and I'll just say, I'm so sorry. Get on my knees and beg for your forgiveness.
I feel you just don't want this to work out.
I kind of feel like neither of them are doing what they need to do to save this relationship. I feel like Anthony is trying to sabotage the relationship, whereas Manon is trying to save it, but she is not going about it the right way. They're both being selfish and just showing it in different ways.
I feel like I need to be a whole different person for you. But I'm sorry, Anthony, I cannot change for you.
Okay, bye. It's fine if you don't want to change, but do not expect your partner to change for you then, okay? You guys are both on opposite sides of the spectrum, and you don't want to put in any of the work to meet in the middle. And that's fine. That just means this isn't gonna work. And that's okay. They get to the super romantic date looking so excited.
We getting out? Right on.
Anthony really wants to rekindle their physical intimacy, so he takes her to a love hotel.
When I was asking Anthony for a romantic night away, I was not expecting a sex dungeon.
Well, it wasn't labeled as a sex dungeon.
Even though the date did not exactly meet her expectations, she does thank him for the effort, and she says that this is way better than him pretending to be a mime. Anthony is full of surprises today, so he sits Manon down, he gets on his old army fatigues, and he does the sexiest dance he can muster.
Yeah! Ooh.
Now that he has successfully given her a heart boner, they get into the jacuzzi, they call each other sexy, and then they rub bodies about it. Let's check in with Greta and Matt. We are back to Greta telling Matt that she does not love him anymore. Now, I want to remind you all, this is coming 4 days after she moved there. She strung this man along for 6 months, knowing that she was growing emotionally distant, all while talking about their future together, getting married, naming all 50 of their future children. And then she comes here and 4 days later blindsides this man with, "I don't love you anymore."
I don't think I love you anymore.
Thank you for being honest.
I mean, I guess it's great she didn't waste your time too much, but damn, you don't have to thank her for anything right now.
A relationship isn't always 50-50. Sometimes it's 70-30.
I really only want happiness for you. But I can't force myself to love you.
I feel like this is so fucked up. I don't think she ever actually loved the guy.
I just feel like there's just so much about myself that I just need to know about before I can commit to someone.
Girl, what do you think dating someone is? This is, oh my god, this is why I'm really annoyed. You should know about yourself before you commit to someone. Absolutely. You should know what you want. You should know what your non-negotiables are. Yes, good, great, awesome. But to say that you need to know more about yourself before you commit to someone, when you have already committed to this man emotionally and now logistically, that's fucked up. And it really just kind of feels like you're softening your own guilt about using a man to fulfill some romantic fantasy so that you had a constant source of dopamine while you were stressed out in law school.
I think there's something to explore still. I really do. It's been 3 or 4 days here.
But I just know what I need right now is to be alone.
Yeah, girlie never loved you. I'm sorry. I hate her. Greta now explains everything that she's been feeling for the past 6 months, how she stopped sharing so much about her life with him, how she's been less and less affectionate with him, how she's been spiraling about whether he is the one for her or not. Girl, this was a conversation you should have had before you moved out there. She continues to tell him that she has had her doubts for the last 6 months, which must be so great for him to hear, and that she thought she would know for sure if she loved him or not once she saw him in person.
We've only seen each other with a camera crew around us.
It doesn't have to do with the camera. No, it doesn't.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not super sure how to interpret this, and please let me know your thoughts, but I feel like Matt is saying that the camera crew being present created this artificial, maybe high pressure situation to be a certain way or act a certain way. And Greta is just saying, no, I would have felt this way and broken up with you whether they were here or not. That's how I'm gonna interpret that. And I agree, I think Greta would have broken up with him no matter what because girlie did not actually love him, she just loved the idea of him.
It's not fair for me to string you along when I already know it's over. I have to listen to my gut.
You don't just suddenly not love someone. These things build up over time.
It would be one thing if she brought this up and he never chose to address it, but she never brought it up. Which, that's kind of weird to me because since we started this show and she got to England, she has not had any problem bringing anything up.
There is so much life still ahead of us.
I know. I was prepared to spend it all with you. Every single second of it.
Listen, I know I was ragging on Matt in the beginning of this, but again, he's still harmless. He has a regular amount of red flags for a human being. He's just a guy who wants a lower maintenance partner, and that is perfectly fine. I hope that after being humiliated on TV by this emotionally stunted woman, he finds someone better matched. Because he's not a bad-looking dude, he's got incredible parents, and he has a good paying job, which honestly on this franchise is close to a fucking miracle. The man just needs a little bit of training.
Maybe I'm making the worst mistake of my life. And even if I am, I still feel like I have to make it.
No, you don't. Shut up. You have literally done nothing to try and make this relationship work. Sure, you moved to England, but even that, your thought process going into that was move to England and it will either magically be fixed or you will know for sure you do not love him. There was no attempt at talking to him to try and work things out. Also, we are on episode 14. You couldn't break up with the man a week later after the show had wrapped? You say you want nothing but a happiness for him, but you can't give him the courtesy of not having to have his heart broken on TV and then explain to a crew of producers in real time how he feels about it. I'm sorry, she's a heartless woman. And honestly, I really shouldn't be that surprised considering she gave up her fucking cat for a man who she did not even know if she loved or not.
I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit dead inside.
Let's check in with Pattiya and Dylan. Pattiya is out spending some quality time with her bestie Jo playing some tennis. Well, Jo is playing tennis. Pattiya is not. So Jo's the one that invited her because she thinks Pattiya likes her now because Pattiya told her she likes her now. But Pattiya is like, I wasn't really sure if I was gonna come because I still hate her.
I'm still having a lot of issues with how close they are. Calling him every day, she contaminates Dylan's head. I think she's the reason why we are not married today.
Okay, Dylan told you that he does not feel comfortable proposing to you until he knows that you are able to control your addiction to exorbitant spending. Even if that is something Dylan only thinks now because his mother pointed it out, that's fine. You wanna know why? It is a legitimate concern. You're literally saying that you are not married right now because Jo wants you to be a responsible adult and you don't wanna. After getting her ass sufficiently kicked, Pattiya sits Jo down to tell her to basically piss off.
I'm definitely going to take this opportunity to talk to Jo because Dylan does not have my back when it comes to boundaries. And if he's not going to fix it, I will.
First of all, if you have a partner who you feel like never supports you, never has your back, never respects your boundaries, why are you still with them? Pattiya asks her, so Jo, how'd you feel about me moving here when you knew that I hated you? And Jo is like, I was excited that Dylan was excited. Yeah. And Jo mentions that Dylan said Pattiya specifically told him that she did not want to live anywhere near his mother and father. And Jo asks if Pattiya actually said that because we now know Dylan likes to lie to his mother when it comes to talk about the things Pattiya has said.
Did you say that?
I did.
Yeah. Well, how's that going to work?
I know, that's horrible. It's how I felt.
Yeah, I know. I thought it was horrible too.
Jo says that she never hated Pattiya. She's just always been concerned with how much Pattiya hates her and how much Pattiya spends. And Pattiya is like, okay, but I've fixed my spending habits. And Jo is like, no. You have said you've fixed your spending habits, but last time I checked, you were still accruing debt.
I stopped spending.
You say you've stopped spending. You still haven't paid the debt off.
Well, that's because Dylan asked me to move here.
So it's Dylan's fault again.
Then Jo asks Pattiya if it is true that she asked Dylan to sell one of his properties to pay off her remaining debt. And Pattiya is like, yeah, that is the literal least he could do for me after he financially ruined me.
I feel like he owes me that.
That's terrible that you have that expectation.
This is what I'm talking about. She shouldn't be putting her 2 cents in. She's going to tell him to not sell one of his properties. It's like none of her business.
It's her son. It's absolutely her business. Now, Pattiya is pissed that Jo said she would encourage Dylan not to take ownership of her debt. So she's like, Joe, I'm gonna need to set some boundaries with you, okay? Because you're like really ruining my otherwise super healthy and positive relationship.
Maybe not call Dylan 3 times a day.
So that's still bothering you?
Yes, then it just makes me mad because Dylan will like stop everything just to talk to you.
Girly, just go back to America, okay? Get out of here. I know in the past I said that I think it's super weird that an adult male talks to his mother every day. And I said that because in that moment I was imagining a super codependent relationship where it's like borderline incestual. Like he's very much still suckling at his mother's tea and like trying to reattach his umbilical cord. But with Dylan and his mom, it really does just feel like they are very close and they are just checking in with each other. So in the context of their relationship specifically, I take what I previously said back.
Unless it's an emergency, I just feel like he can wait. I feel like you're a needy mother, Joe.
Oh, you're joking.
No.
Here's the deal. I'm not going to be classed as needy.
It honestly feels like Pattiya just wants to isolate Dylan from the people in his life who want to hold her accountable for her actions. Also, there were so many other ways to have this conversation. For example, hey Joe, would you mind checking in a little less to give us the space to figure it out together on our own? Or, I know I made some mistakes in my past and I'm really trying to show that I've gotten better, but when you call every day to check in on that, it adds a lot of pressure and I get really overwhelmed. I don't know why you chose the route that would immediately nuke this relationship.
Asking me not to call doesn't seem normal. If you think that's going to help the relationship, I'll do it.
It will.
But it's not just me.
It could be
You better get in his ear too.
You know what? Yeah, let Dylan's mom check in less, okay? That way, when a week goes by and he hasn't talked to his mother and he still hasn't proposed to her, Pattiya will hopefully maybe understand that she is the problem. Dylan picks Pattiya up from blaming all of her problems on his mother, and Pattiya says she does feel better because after talking to Joe, she realizes that Joe is not 100% the problem. Dylan is also to blame. So she decides to confront him in exactly the way she confronted Joe, which is great because that went so well.
I just said, like maybe she not call so much, twice a week, but not every day, 3 times a day. That's too much. How is that
It shouldn't bother you
enjoyable?
that much.
They end up reaching a stalemate because Pattiya's argument is, if you love me, you will do what makes me happy. And Dylan's argument is, if you love me, you would not try to stop me from doing something that makes me happy.
Every day you have to talk to your mom. It's ridiculous.
Can't you just work on getting over that?
Can't you work on respecting my feelings?
So this next part really pissed me off. Dylan is like, okay, well, what if my mom dies? You're gonna feel really shitty that you limited the time I had left with my mom. And Pattiya says, she won't die.
What if she dies?
She's not going to die. Babe, she plays tennis every day. Are you kidding? She's freaking healthy.
I think it is so colossally f***ed up for her to say, your mom will not die, so stop talking to her so much. Healthy people of any age die all the time, okay? His mother is pushing 70. The average life expectancy is somewhere in the mid-80s. 10 years is not a lot of time when it is the last 10 years you will ever get to spend with someone you love.
I don't think it's fair that you're asking me to stop speaking to my mother. I think that's really sad that you'd be concentrating on that over all things in life. Why don't you worry about your $20,000 debt that you have?
Then she argues that Dylan tries to control every aspect of her life, and he argues that she's trying to control every aspect of his life. And he goes on to say that is clearly why she wants him to stop talking to his mother, because she will stop Pattiya from being able to continually manipulate him.
It's so annoying. How am I controlling? You're the controlling one. I'm gonna abandon you if you don't freaking respect my wishes. Honestly, sometimes I think Dylan is a narcissist. It's always about him. It's my way or the highway.
Oh, why these two keep choosing each other is beyond me. Anyway, Dylan tells Pattiya that his relationship with his mother is not going to change, so she needs to get over it.
You better start picking your battles because you're just going to be nagging me till we're both dead and we're going to have a miserable life.
And then we end the episode with Pattiya saying, wow, this relationship is going down the shitter, and I still have to tell him something that is definitely gonna make all of this worse. Which, can't wait to learn what that is. Anyway, that is all that happened this episode. Oh my god, I did not think that Greta was going to be the villain. I really didn't. I got so mad at her in this episode because she's trying so hard to be like the victim and the nice person, but oh my god, the way that she's doing things, the way that she's saying, it's just heartless. It is just cruel. I hate her. I need to calm down. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you are not subscribed to the channel and you enjoy my content and you want to support the channel, be sure to hit that subscribe button, give this video a big thumbs up, and please let me know down in the comments your thoughts, especially about Greta and Matt. I need to know. I will see you in the next one. Bye.